The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.
Welcome to the Benjamin Dixon Show. I am your host, Benjamin Dixon. Today is Thursday. It is February 13th, 2020. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, is there anything interesting happening in the news? Okay, I'm sorry. I have to keep it 100. Wow. Let me play this clip of Michael Bloomberg as he tries to answer what I must admit are excellent questions from journalists who are getting it done. And fair warning, real quick, this is the best audio I could find, but as you well know, it doesn't always have to be the best audio to have impact. Listen in.
Mr. Mayor, why did you say what you said in that 2015 speech?
I don't think those words reflect how I led the most diverse city in the nation. And I apologize for the practice and the pain that it caused.
Did you?
But why did you say it?
It was 5 years ago, and it's just not the way that I think, and it doesn't reflect what I do every day.
It literally does.
The 2015 comments. So you have apologized for using and promoting your policy of stop and frisk, but those comments on that audio, they're more than just talking about they're pretty derogatory comments about African Americans and the neighborhoods that they live in. So beyond the policy, do you apologize for those remarks?
Those words don't reflect the way that I've governed, or the way that I run my company, or the way that I live. I've led the most diverse city in the country, and the public there elected me and re-elected me 2 other times, so I think they're pretty happy.
But do you apologize for saying those words?
Sure, the first part of the question, are you concerned
New question.
Your comments might affect your performance with African Americans? I do not think so. I think people look at it and they say that those words don't reflect Michael Bloomberg's the way he governed in New York City, the way he runs his company, the way his philanthropy works.
Words have no meaning. That's literally how you governed. It's quite literally how you governed the city of New York. Words have no meaning. He sat there at the Aspen Institute and outlined his complete philosophy of governance and his perspective or his worldview with regard to minorities. And then and people are going to say, he apologized. Where? How? My number one thing from this entire thing that's happening is two things that really bothers me the most. I wrote about them, but you're here for the podcast, so you may not have even read the articles. Totally fine. Here are the 2 things that bother me the most about this is that what he said in the clip that this show, anyway, you guys know, what he said in the clip showed a depth of thinking and rationale and crafting of a worldview. Like he really sat down for a long time and thought about how to justify stop and frisk. And he created this entire line of thinking and line of reasoning and justification. Like this was a well-crafted thing that he had been preparing to say, so much so that he said it without stammering, stuttering. It just flowed from him. Why does that matter? It means that it is his deeply held philosophy about life. Number 2, it is also his deeply held philosophy about how to govern. Govern using the force of the government through brute force to correct behaviors that you think problematic. It's the same thing as the soda tax in New York City. We had the audio the other day. I played it where he said that we need to tax poor people so that we can get them to eat better. That is a distinct philosophy of governing that, considering that this cat wants to be the president of the United States, I think someone should ask him about it. And so when he said, this doesn't represent how I govern, how the sir, bruh, dude, champ, it's quite literally Not only how you govern, but how you view the world. And it was just for, oh, thank goodness it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I still have bills from 5 years ago that I haven't paid yet. 5 years ago, I still have clothes. I mean, everybody has some clothes in their closet except for billionaires and oligarchs. I'm sure they already threw out every year. Brand new suit every day. Why the hell not? They have enough money to buy an election, to buy our democracy. Why the hell would they have the same old clothes from 5 years ago like you and me? But 5 years ago is so recent that there's no... Thank goodness it was 5 years ago because he's a totally different person. Really? Thanks to the journalists who are like seizing on this, not letting him off the hook. Quite frankly, I think this is like the first press conference I've seen him have. He had the ability. Here's the other part. I'm going to talk about all the people who have endorsed them. I'm going to call them all one by one, name by name, and we need to make sure that they are held accountable for it. I will get to them in a second. But first, let me address this terrifying notion that this man is able to sit on the outskirts of the entire democratic process, both small d democracy process and big D, the Democratic primary, and lie in wait, just sit there ready to seize the nomination simply because he has enough money to. Secondly, it's a terrifying notion that he has so much money that his pocket change, his proverbial pocket change, can purchase our democracy. Donald Trump is a unique threat who needs to be stopped, but not by a monster who's worse than him. He has enough money to buy everybody. He's buying endorsements. He's buying silence, right? Some candidates are smart enough. Some politicians like Stacey Abrams here in Georgia, she's smart enough. She's not going to endorse him, but he bought her silence. You think she's going to say something negative about this man now that she has $5 million from him? No way in hell. I wouldn't. Like, if you wanted this, Michael, if you needed this suppressed, I mean, I could use $10 million, to be quite honest with you, but I guess it's too late now. So he's buying silence. He's buying endorsements. And I'm just reading a report that Ryan Grimm from The Intercept shared that he's buying up the entire consultant class. He's hiring so many people with so much extravagant money. And guess what? We're stopping him dead in his tracks. Thanks to you. Thanks to me, us together in this little raggedy microphone. It's actually a pretty good microphone. Let me stop flexing. This small little podcast that I do in my home office and my tweets that I send from, I literally, you want to put a fine tip on this? I sent those tweets from my bed. I was laying in bed when I sent those tweets. Kiss my ass with all that money, Michael Bloomberg. And you got stopped by a bunch of ragtag team of misfits who are all gathered on social media. Because honestly, look, here's the truth about it. It's not me, it's us. Because there's no way you get 7 million views by yourself, right? Just like you don't become a billionaire by yourself. Like every single one of you who watched that video and shared it and shared it and shared it and shared it, it is you, us, our little ragtag conglomerate or whatever, coalition, our comrades, us, we, those of us online who shared and stomped the ground with it. You probably shared from your bed or you shared from the toilet early in the morning. Cause every single time, I'm not going to get gross on the show. I've never been gross on the show, but yeah, we'll keep some mystery in our relationship. But wherever you were, laying on the couch, watching TV, you shared it. And we have been able to stop him in his tracks. Has it stopped him entirely? No. Money is powerful. He might still be in this thing. But damn it, if we didn't make this man have to take a second step, and he is not going to glide to the nomination, sitting on the outskirts, not having his deeply held philosophies and beliefs about the world and his beliefs about black people and his beliefs about governing, sitting on the outskirts and having no one question him about that. While I don't care who you like, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, I don't know why you would like him, but Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, while all of them are putting their beliefs on the table to be discussed, to be debated, to be scrutinized, Michael Bloomberg is just sitting out here buying this shit. That should be terrifying to every single American. And the beauty of it is, it was just a bunch of ragtag team of misfits on Twitter who saw his $350 million bet and said, we'll see that and we'll raise you some tweets.
Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.
And here we go. Very special listen, let me stop. I'm not going to be able to call everybody's name. This is absolutely madness. Very special thank you to Julio Miles. Very special thank you to David, Catherine, Matthew Fireman, Corey J. Macing, Robert Soden, Chris F., Brock Barber, Dudley. Very special welcome to Dustin Scott. Very special welcome to Helmy08. Very special welcome to Alexia Bell, Cece, I see you, Rebecca Johnson, Darren Carlson, Ingrid C., Bob Savage, Roberto Balestis, Steve Austin, Stone Cold, Garrett Julian, GRGA Basic. Welcome aboard. Very special thank you to Monty Mitra, Molly Lebov, Mary Flag, Trey Day. Hey man, thanks for becoming a patron. I know you. Very special thank you to Morena V. Very special thank you to Suleiman Hassan. Thanks. Taylor Henry. Scott, thank you for becoming a patron. Very special thank you to, let's keep going, Daniel Migden, Phoenix, DeQuan Griffin, Victoria Bruce. Can I just, this is so dope, but what I'm going to have to do is, because I am so far behind on all the newest patrons, I'll find some way to honor you all. Because I'm so backlogged, that I don't know that I can catch up, but I think we're getting to a pace where it's going to be just a nice steady clip instead of like the 150 people that we got, in the last 2 days, which is a blessing. I really appreciate it, because when I tell you it's just me, you, my microphone, that's all it is. Quite literally, that's all I have at this point. I made some bets. Okay, let's sidestep the Bloomberg conversation. We're going to get to some real stuff in a few minutes, but I made some bets over the years. I made a bet to come down to Atlanta with my family to work for a progressive media company. It was a bad bet. They shut down in 6 months. I made a bet to work on, to co-found the North Star with Sean King. And we parted ways for creative differences, as it says in our contract. And I made a bet, working for other people, and they were bad bets, but every single one of those bad bets led to this. And when I tell you, listen, I mean it. I don't perform. I don't get on this microphone and perform for you. I get on this microphone and I do what I fucking believe in. More than anything else, I believe in, I'm really religious. God, I know I just cuss, but you know me, it's all the same. God knows I love him. So, but I believe in this work. I'm stupid as hell too. I'm stupid as hell. I believe in this work. And I believe in more than anything else, like I thought that Pete Buttigieg would be the person that I would have to oppose the most. But I believe more than anything else that Michael Bloomberg is a genuine threat to our democracy over and above Donald Trump, because not only does he hold the same and similar beliefs as Donald Trump, but he has enough money to buy this whole damn thing with his pocket change. And his governing principle and philosophy is authoritarian. And his belief about black men and brown men is that we're criminals. How can we? So when I put that thing out, I did it out of the sincerity of my fear and concern for this country. And lo and behold, I was in the right position at the right time. I had been doing the work long enough. Every bad bet that I made led up to that. And listen, I've peaked. Okay, let's just be real. It's not going to get any higher than this. So if I talk about it for a few more moments, please indulge me, because it's not going to really get any bigger than this. My audience will, my Patreon account will, and we'll just keep doing the work, because that's how we got here. We got here doing the work. That's it. Every day, coming in here, doing this podcast, whether I'm early in the morning or late at night, just being committed to you and committed to the work. And would you look at this shit here? We together did something that could damn well have saved American democracy. Against an oligarch who's worth $60 billion. He's worth so much that he got some goons who would gladly come down here and pop me. So if I disappeared, no, I'm not even worried about that shit. It was that the work has to be done, will be done, and continue to be done. And it's only done with your support as a patron. So with that, go to patreon.com/the BPD show and become a patron. When we get back, we are going to talk about every single person who has endorsed Bloomberg, and we are going to hold them accountable. Yeah. Okay. As I get ready to discuss these people who have endorsed Michael Bloomberg, I have to give a shout out to my patrons from the Discord who jumped in here and helped. I don't even know everybody who helped. I honestly don't, but one person I do know in particular is Sparky D 213. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here's another one. You know what's a shame? I know this word because it's Thor's hammer, but I can't pronounce that. So Thor's hammer's revenge. That's what I'm going to call you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Belta Bital, but man, everybody in the Discord who helped put this together, because it's comprehensive and it's beautiful. Okay, let's get to it. If you are supporting Michael Bloomberg after we have confirmed footage and audio of him being unquestionably a racist, and if you have a problem with labeling someone a racist, then you can say unquestionably that his policies were draconian and racist. We have audio and video of him showing that he is a classist person who wants to use the taxing power of the government to penalize people who are poor. We have audio just yesterday that broke that shows that he blamed, I'm getting upset about this one. He blamed the housing crisis on the fact that we don't redline anymore. Redlining, which was a racist institution that not disenfranchised, but took away the ability to own homes from black people for decades. And there's audio now or video of him now saying that it was redlining because we stopped redlining. Congress got involved and stopped redlining. All of a sudden, that led to the housing crisis. There is no justifiable reason for a single person on here to support this man. Period. Point blank. That said, let's get to work. Representative Ted Deutsch, I actually lived in your district for a little while. You need to rescind and retract your endorsement. His district office phone number is 561-470-5440. If you live in his district, respectfully call. And we have to do it with respect, right? Because they will attack us if we do so much as sound as like we're angry. They will attack our efforts. But he should not be endorsing a man who's purchasing our democracy, Ted. Now, I'm on my show. I can say however the hell I want to. You should not be endorsing a man who looks at black and brown people like this. Representative Bobby Rush, so much respect for you. But if you continue to support this man and endorse Bloomberg, who has irrevocably harmed hundreds of thousands of people, then we can no longer hold you in this high esteem. And we have to run somebody against you. Harley Ruda,
Representative Harley Ruda, do you have no concern whatsoever? It's going to be a long show. Do you have no concern whatsoever about what's come out about Mayor Bloomberg? Are you still going to stand by this man? If so, we cannot stand by you. Harley Ruda, office number 714-960-6483. If you live in his district, give him a call and respectfully demand that he rescind and retract his endorsement of Bloomberg. Scott Peters, Representative Scott Peters and Stephanie Murphy. Do you stand by the fact? Do you stand by this man who looks at black and brown people as if we are an infestation that needs to be thrown up against the wall? Criminals, 95% of us. If you do, then we can't support you. Stacey Plaskett, Representative Stacey Plaskett, same question for you. Lucy McBath, who I supported here in Georgia, it breaks every bit of my heart that you would endorse this man. I would have hoped that you would do like Stacey Abrams and take the money for the organization that is doing good work, the outside organization is doing vital work. But Mayor Bloomberg is not it. He is not it. And I'm more than disappointed. I'm brokenhearted that you of all people, because it is the culture of racial profiling, whether it be by police officers. I don't even have to tell you this. Sis, I know you know this. I don't presume to be able to lecture you about anything with regard to the pain that's caused by racial profiling. You know this firsthand better than anyone else. And all I'm asking is that you consider the fact that the man that you have endorsed has created the culture that has killed black men in New York. Ben McAdams, Representative Ben McAdams, Mikey, Cheryl, Max Rose, Haley Stevens, Representative Tom Sullivan, all of you will be held accountable if you continue to support a man who is clearly a racist, who is clearly classist, and clearly has a governing philosophy that is authoritarian. And quite frankly, is buying our goddamn democracy. How can you stand by that? If you stand by that, we cannot stand by you. Here's a long list of mayors who have been courted by Michael Bloomberg's wealth in one form or fashion. They have all endorsed Michael Bloomberg. If you hear a name that you recognize, or if you know them, if you live in their city, you have the public responsibility and quite frankly, the right to contact them and demand that they rescind or retract those endorsements. Mayor Ethan Berkowitz, Mayor Mary Salas, Asia Brown, Serge Dedina, Libby Schaff, London Breed. London Breed? Really? Sis? Really? Sam Liccardo, Michael Tubbs, Michael, I follow you. And I get it. So let me finish, and then I'm going to tell you why I understand the dilemma that you guys are in. But right now is a time that you have to stand on principle. You must stand on principle and retract these endorsements. Michael Tubbs, Greg Fisher, Mayor Adrian Perkins, Mayor Ken Miyashima. Gosh, damn. I'm just going to let's not bother Ken, because I can't even pronounce his goddamn last name. Sorry, I'm horrible with names. I suck. Mayor Alan Weber, Kathy Sheenan, Mike Spano, Dan Horrigan, Mayor Stephen K. Benjamin, Mayor Jim Strickland, Mayor Victoria Woodards, and Mayor Muriel Bowser, and Mayor Bob Buckhorn. Each of you, including Ken, whose last name I can't pronounce, you have decided to endorse a person who has clearly demonstrated that he had an immensely racist and bigoted view of black and brown people, and he activated policy that has irrevocably harmed black and brown people in that city for an entire generation. And he has not explained how he evolved from this deeply bigoted position to now he's enlightened. He's woke now. How, Sway? Let's continue. If you know any of these names, we need to contact them and respectfully, right? I want to emphasize, I don't want anybody doing anything with me that is disrespectful. Not because I give a damn, but mainly because if we are disrespectful, it would be weaponized against us instantly. All right. I don't care about civility.
But I never want us to give political rivals, and in this case, because of who Bloomberg is, anyone supporting him is our political rival. And we never want to give them ammunition to fire back against us. Governor Gina R. I should get a reader on here. Like, I should always get phonetic spellings of these names, people. Senator Richard Roth, Senator Tom Kaminsky, former Senator N. Conyers. The list goes on and on. But I think we hit the main ones. Yeah, we hit the ones we need. If any of those names sound familiar, and even if they don't, you can go to Wikipedia and find a comprehensive list of everybody who has endorsed Michael Bloomberg, and they need to be held accountable. The evidence is too overwhelming. They need to publicly retract these endorsements and stand on principle. Now, here's what I was getting ready to say. Actually, let's play some music. Let me rest, because I feel like I just had it was pretty tough getting through all those names. And when we come back, I want to talk about the dilemma of income inequality that's rooted in this. The Bloomberg dilemma is a dilemma of income inequality. We'll discuss that in a moment. Yeah. Okay. The Bloomberg dilemma is a dilemma of income inequality. It is the fact that he has the ability to spend his pocket change and literally buy everybody. He can buy us. He can buy us because we're poor. Look, I've been so poor this year, 2000 and, well, hell, it's a short year. So I'm telling all my business, ain't I? I've been so poor in 2020. If Bloomberg had come to me and said, Dixon, I'm going to pay you $350,000 a year to do videos for me, I would seriously have to stop and look at my financial situation before I tell him to kiss my ass, obviously, right? I'm going to tell him to kiss my ass, but I would have to pause and say, do I take this money or do I stay poor based on principle? Because sometimes principles mean you're going to be poor. Principles mean that you're going to have some nights that you have to worry about, oh shit, did I remember to pay the light bill? Do I have enough to pay the light bill? That's where principles lead. And when you have the money, you have more money than God, you can make everybody question their principles. At least momentarily. I mean, for a hot second, I would imagine what I could do with $350,000 a year. And then I would grandstand based on my principles. I get on Twitter like all these other people be like, hey, Bloomberg just offered me $350K, but he can kiss my progressive black ass. And just hope I get enough retweets to get some patrons so I can pay my bills this month. I told you, I made bad bets, man. I made some bad bets. And shout out to my wife for riding with me through them all. Jesus Christ. Y'all go become a patron. Like Slick, if you're listening and you're not a patron, man, sis, non-gender conforming friend, you need to become a patron. Because now that we got a little momentum, I could be a little more honest. Like, you know, I've been in some really bad spots over the last 3 years since I moved to Atlanta, and it's because I always stood on principle. Always. And what I'm saying is sometimes when people have all this obscene amount of money and couple that with the fact that the rest of us have none, right? It's not just that they're rich. It's not that we're just envious of their wealth. It's the fact that they have taken all of the wealth and left nothing for us. And we're struggling. We actually understand, like, there's probably a good percentage of the people in my audience who understands living life on the edge. I understand living life on the edge. I understand it so much so that it's actually a comfortable place. Like can I be really transparent with you? Maybe not that transparent because I'm going to be very transparent in the patron episode. Patrons, your episode continues after this, but I'm going to be hella transparent with you about this. But the problem, let me finish the conversation. The problem is income inequality, in that he has so much and we have so little. So when you offer somebody 10 times, 5 times, 3 times what they've ever made in their life, it's going to be hard for them to turn it down. And so Bloomberg is out here buying up everybody, and he's doing it with his goddamn pocket change. This cannot stand. He is worse. What he represents, both in terms of what he did in New York, in terms of his perspective on black people, in terms on his authoritarian style governing philosophy, and in terms that he has enough money to buy our democracy and buy human beings. This cannot stand. He is worse than Donald Trump. I will not vote for Michael Bloomberg underneath any circumstances. I've said I won't vote for Pete Buttigieg, but you know what? At this point, if it's between Pete Buttigieg and Michael Bloomberg, then I'll get out there and do that damn Pete dance. Damn it, that corny ass Pete dance. I'll do it. Now, we're not going to have to get to that. We will not get there. That's like an apocalyptic choice, and I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if my stress levels can handle that. But let me tell you something. What we are experiencing right now is the apex. It is a defining moment in our country when a billionaire has so much money that he can buy endorsements, that he can buy up everybody's staff. He can spread so much money around that he can buy silence. He doesn't have to be held accountable. He sits outside of the system waiting so that he can buy the election and buy our democracy. I've got at least 30 more good minutes in me. Patrons, I'll see you in 5 seconds. Everybody else, if you want those thoughts, patreon.com/the BPD show, or I will see you tomorrow. Take care.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/the BPD show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show. If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.